2 years, I've read multiple books, and these 7 are my favorite. So I'm going to start with the sequence when I started reading this book. Number 1 is $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozy. This book is very amazing. If you want to, basically, it starts with Alex Hormozy starting his business and then moving up to getting the leads that are actually good for. Then we move on to the next book that I spent reading in the December 2022. It was Atomic Habits, and this book helps you make all the good habits and destroy the bad habits. I've been trying to implement everything that this book has taught me, and I have made pretty good habits when I started using this book actually as a guide instead of just reading it. Then we have The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. This specific book, I would love to thank this person for what philosophy he has initiated in my mind, because when you start reading this book, it basically covers everything from choosing the purpose in your life to the happiness at the end of your life. For purpose, this book basically by Eric basically helps you understand what you should actually choose in your life, and basically at the end what is more important for you, business or job. And then we move on to the happiness and other parts of this book. Great book. Then we move about 48 Laws of Power. I think this book is loved by people and hated by people. For the people who love this book are mostly the history lovers, and this is one of my favorite books because when you learn the power tactics that has been going in this world around right now, this book plays a very important role in understanding the world and understanding or maybe increasing the high tolerance in your mind, strategizing your mindset to actually achieve what you want to achieve in the position of power. Then I would be honest, I used to not hate, but I don't like to use Apple products because they all used to look similar. Then I read this book, Steve Jobs, by Karen, and this particular book have been made me love with Apple products, not because they are good, but the reason how they created the biography of Steve Jobs, iconoclast and inventor, visionary, genius, and he got fired. First he was adopted, then he dropped out, then he was fired, and then he became the inventor, then he became the visionary, and then he became the genius. So it takes you from all those stages, and basically it's like more of a Steve Jobs journey than an Apple journey. But when you understand a person like Steve Jobs, you start loving what he has basically created. Then is the book that I keep very near to my heart, which is the Buy Back Your Time. For the people who think the most important thing is money, well, this book solves that problem. This book tells you that the most important thing is not money, and maybe it's not even time, but your own energy. Because when you try to control your energy, when you try to control your time, you fail. But when you try to control your energy, you basically succeed at this. And this particular book has helped me control my time, control my week, and maybe a year. I finished reading this book basically 2 months ago. So this is a very recommended book, highly recommended book for understanding everything from your life to your basically managing your time to managing your business, starting from managing your time and energy to weekly audit to teaching other people. A highly recommended book for the people who have ADHD, who don't know how to manage their time, who are confused where they are wasting their time. 100% recommended book. The next book that I'm currently not finished but I'm actually reading is The Personal MBA. And people waste millions on courses and traditional education. I think that's useless. I haven't finished reading this book, but I think by far I've read this book about like 50 to 100 pages, and this has been well enough more than what I've learned in college. And this book is by far the best one if you don't want to go or can't afford traditional education. 100% recommended. 200% recommended. Trust me. The last but not the least, this is a bonus book. I don't have it right now because basically I read it online. It was How to Win Friends and Influence People. You have heard this book. You have heard people talking about this book and communication style, how people start getting influenced, how to win your friends. The title says it, right? And the book exactly talks about this. That particular book takes you back to the story of Abraham Lincoln and how he used to handle the negotiations with the public and with his own members. Must recommend it. Last and not the final, but final but not the last, whatever, is 0 to 1. The particular part I liked about 0 to 1 is when we think that competition is actually bad, but a unsaturated market is actually good. Well, competition actually tells you that the product that you have created is already in the demand. So that's what changed my thought in the saturated versus unsaturated market. And for the people who are just starting and don't have a habit of reading the book, read Atomic Habits. For the people who have started a business and want to manage their time, Buy Back Your Time. And for the people who haven't built anything yet but are good with consistency, 0 to 1 is the book. And for the people who want to build Apple, this is the book. For the people who want to get into power, this is the book. And for the people who haven't been in the traditional education but want to learn, this is the book. And my name is Hridesh Mirai. But this was a totally different kind of video from my usual topics. So yeah, my name is Hridesh Mirai. I will see you in the next one.